Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, 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 ding, 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 ding. Oh, I forgot to breathe. So as a lot of you may have noticed, uh, so some of you may or may not have noticed that I was late, relatively so. And although I have an excuse, it's not gonna be a good one, so we're just gonna take the L on that one. Because the excuse probably just boils down to I told myself I was gonna take a nap, and I thought I had woke up at 8 and said, "Oh, I got 15 more minutes." I went right back to sleep, and I woke up again and went, "Oh fuck, I don't have 15 more minutes." Damn, where did the time go? Oh my goodness. The time was not on my side, and I paid for it dearly. I really did. There, I definitely paid for my arrogance. For those who may not have known, I got pretty cocky there for a second, and I just paid for it dearly. Because when I woke back up the second time, it was like 8:54, and I was like, "Yo, this isn't what I was having in mind, but it is what it is. Darn, diggity, darn it." So now we're here at 9:17 on a simple Friday night. And just to give context, I've been kind of exhausted from work to the point where I realized I probably could have just said not. I could have just not streamed, and I probably would have been fine. It probably would have been the smart thing to do is just not to stream. So to give context, in my state of the G of A's, the GA Georgia, everybody's taking the milestones. It's called the Georgia milestone testing, but I think it's called different things in different states. But in Georgia, it's called Georgia milestone. And since the whole district is taking it, that means I have to make sure that every child has a device for the 3 schools I manage in order to test properly. And that has required me doing some late night, not late night, but some early morning shenanigans, for lack of a better term. And I have been having one of those weeks where I realistically have not been sleeping as much as I probably should. And then couple that with it being Friday, and granted, they still test Monday and Tuesday, mind you. So Monday and Tuesday will be similar to this. I think a lot of that is starting to catch me at the end of the week, and I just wasn't prepared for it, bro. I'm not prepared for it. So that's why I'm coming off probably sleepy to you guys tonight. Actually, it was the reason, part of that was, hey man, I gotta be better with my time management and my consciousness management. Because I probably am going to go back to sleep hard when I finish the stream tonight. But that's then, and this is now, so let's do. So as you can tell, the title of the video is called Vices. And it's more kind of just talking about our kryptonite. I remember when I was younger, when I used to think of a vice was usually viewed as some sort of like kryptonite, Achilles heel, as it were. It's something that would literally undercut a person because of essentially of an addiction, right? So things I used to think of is drugs and alcohol and smoking and gambling, right? I used to think of things that literally would destroy man. The kicker is, as I got older, it became more and more apparent to me that a vice isn't even something that's just inherently bad, like alcohol or smoking weed or marijuana or whatever crap, right? A vice is anything that can easily bleed into a terrible habit, right? Everyone's vice is different, and some people's vices are more dangerous than others, and people don't even realize it. Alcoholism is a very popular vice, and it's a very dangerous vice because it will absolutely ruin a man's life. You will absolutely be destroyed by your unwillingness to acknowledge it. Maybe you've had enough alcohol for the night. You've drunk enough. Well, there are plenty of things that are non-detrimental in nature that can be just as dangerous. Using myself as an example, this anime shit, this manga shit, this gaming shit, all these things, at the end of the day, and it's the reality that sometimes it's hard to acknowledge, is that none of this shit is necessary. A lot of us will come up with reasonings, well, I couldn't function without my games. Technically, you could. I couldn't function without my anime. Technically, you could. I can't function without my manga or whatever. Technically, you could. You could function without all of this shit. But you say that because it sounds like a person who's already like stuck in a habit and refuses to let it go. It's kind of like the people who work and then they take their extra money and they always buy some ridiculous figurine or some crazy neon lights for their room. And you're like, bro, you could have used that to go towards paying your rent or paying off a bill or something. You didn't need to buy those lights. You didn't need to buy those $100, $200 figures of Law or Zorro or Boa Hancock or Rim or Ryuko or whoever you were trying to get a figure of. But we do it because we want to do it, because the whole argument is, hey, I'm a grown adult and I'm spending my money. So obviously I need these things. Also, people use today's society as a cop-out for saying they need these things. Life is hard. Society is hard. I have to work all the time to make ends meet, to live in an apartment, to be successful. All these things suck and they hard, right? So as a coping mechanism, I have to use a little bit of my money to indulge in this shit, because that's how I keep myself centered. And to be fair, some people need that kind of joy out of mental stability, because let's be real here. That's the reason why half people go in debt. Half people go in debt not even because they can't afford the things they want. They go in debt because they can't afford the things they do want. What I mean by that is, essentially, you have enough money for your bills and your living expenses, but you want to live, right? You want to enjoy the money that you've made. So in doing that, you spend more money, even if it's outside of the budget in which you can afford things. And so you end up putting yourself in debt because you want to have a semblance of peace. The problem is, when you put yourself in debt, you then become stressed out by the very thing that was meant to not stress you out. That's like the trade-off. It's like, listen, I need a break from this adulting. So I'm gonna go find me a $200 figure of Chopper, or that fucking $1,000, like $4,000 or $5,000 life-size version of Chopper figure, right? You don't need that shit, but you need it to feel like you're not just working towards a grave. But then you get in debt, which stresses you out more, which, ironically enough, the thing that was meant to work you outside of your grave, give you some sort of mental enjoyment, the Chopper figure, is the thing that puts debt on you and mental stress on you, which, if anything, is working you towards your grave. It's very ironically enough. It's very ironic. That's what a vice will do, because then you just realize you have an addiction. You don't need that Chopper figure, but you think you need it. And then in your thought of needing it makes you then go into debt to now you have to work to pay off the vice that made you. Ryan, I'm not 100%. Listen, I know there's a life-size Chopper figure. I don't know how much it actually costs. I'm just saying. Capitalism makes the world go round. If money isn't being spent, it's just paper. It's just paper and numbers that pile up. Yeah, true. I don't need to get a bill in the first place. I needed those things. Cheez-Its are my vice. And I'm using the figures as an example. Anything with like anime and video games. Like, at the end of the day, if I just wanted to enjoy video gaming, right? That's like I just wanted a video game to play and enjoy and have fun with, right? That's fine. That's what, $50, $60? Cool. are now 70 because of new titles. Like people who are out here playing Stellar Blade because that just came out. The point is, if I just wanted to play a game, it wouldn't be an issue. But you know what we end up doing? We also end up getting things like those fucking collector's editions over there, right? These goddamn collector's editions. Why do I need the collector's edition if I just want to play the game? Well, it's because I'm a collector, you know? I really care about Xenoblade, right? I really care about Fire Emblem, right? I really care about Bayonetta, right? So I gotta spend the extra money for a collector's edition. You know, I can't just get Sonic Mania. I gotta get the Sonic Mania that comes in an old school Sega box and has like all this cool decorative stuff to it. And we do this because as much as we want to say it's for the collector of us, we're also somewhat addicted to the hobby. Let's just be real about it. And like I said, it's not even just that. Like obesity is another vice that comes in different ways. Now, obviously, the people who are fat are the most visibly evident of these issues, but there are plenty of people whose vice is just looking pretty. You know, the bulimic women or bulimic men, because men also can be bulimic. But bulimia, right? People are so addicted to the idea of looking a certain way, they literally will go around and fuck and morph and contort their body in ways to maintain that particular size. A woman who refuses to be called fat in any way, shape, or form and looks at just general health fat, because you can't just be skin and bones. You gotta have a little bit of fat. It just needs to be like a small percentage. They look at any bit of fat as like some sort of disease, and then they start throwing up in sinks. They start forcing themselves to throw up. They eat a meal, they eat a meal, they eat a meal, right? It's because they're addicted to a certain way of look. Shit's just as unhealthy as the guy who sees a cupcake and goes, I need it, I need it, I need it. It's the same problem, just in reverse, but it's the same issue. Your vice is your physical appearance. Just that one person cares about how they look, the other person cares about how they feel, right? That's why feelings are dangerous in a lot of ways, because feeling shit and what reality is are two different things, right? I feel fat. I feel old. I feel young. I feel lonely. I feel sad, right? It's always a moment of impulse that creates that weakness is where it comes from. It comes from you feeling in a particular moment like, I feel da 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 da. I feel da 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 da. And as you feel da da da, you in that moment. I mean, hell, actually, I think that's like the premise of being down bad, right? No one makes a sound decision when you're right of mind. That's why you have that thing called post-nut clarity, right? You have that thing where when you're horny and you just need to get off a release, you will go and have sex with a woman that may not be of the actual caliber of woman you want to be with, just to get some sexual release. And then you have sex with a woman, you go, why the fuck did I do that? Well, we both know why you did it, because you needed the release so bad that you gave up your morals and your standing in life for just a quick nut. I had to say it that way because it sounds ridiculous. To me, I try to make my hobby a thing that can benefit me more than one. Like, for example, I like video games, so I stream, so at least I'm making some money I spent back. I hope that one day I am able to get all the things I want. It's not out of a materialism. It's because I barely had anything when I was younger, and that will not be my adulthood too. Yeah, but it also is coming from a feeling. There's nothing wrong with not having things. You felt some type of way not having things as a child that you wanted as a child. So now you try to live, which is actually kind of what I think a lot of people do in general. Because your mom or your parents wouldn't buy you certain things when you got older and you could afford it, you bought those things for yourself. Because as an adult, nobody can tell you how to spend your money because it's your fucking money, right? That is great. But it also turned into like, I need to feel better about the way I was treated as a child. So I use these things to fill a void. And that's not always the case, but it is a case. The fact that the feeling of you being told no or being denied certain things as a child stuck with you so much that as you got become an adult, you actively sought not to do that to yourself as an adult tells me that you not having certain things affected you deeply. It absolutely bothered you to some degree, and it became like, I need to have these things. Time to talk about the darkness of life. I'm already handsome as fuck. Mostly care about how I feel. Like, you listen, and care and having self-care is always important. I feel like I don't want to make it sound like it's not. Self-care and self-love is definitely important. You should always like and love yourself and care for yourself. But people gotta be real about things that you're doing for yourself that you need to do, like healthy eating or things that generally benefit you as a human being, versus you just wanting to feel good in the moment. Like I said, post-nut clarity is a good example of that. You fucking wanted to feel good in the moment, so you made a decision of interacting with a certain type of female just to get a release, and then became like, whoa, why did I do that? As if you don't know why. People's moment of weakness are in the worst situations. That's why window shopping is incredibly dangerous. If you have a friend who loves the window shop, that person probably can't be trusted financially. Because you know what's not something you should do for fun? Go in stores and think and wish about things you can't get. Like the concept of window shopping was always been terrifying to me. And it's not like I haven't indulged in it, but like, if one of your favorite things to do on the side is to go to stores when you can't afford things and sit there and wish you could afford them, it's almost like you're asking somebody to come up there and convince you to make an impulse buy in the moment. That's really what it is. It's like, man, I really wish someone would come up to me and like convince. It's like going to a car dealership when you know you don't have the money for a new car, but you're going to the car dealership because you're kind of hoping, man, I hope the salesman can just convince me in a way that makes this work. Like, you know it's a bad idea in your heart of hearts. You know, I really can't afford this vehicle. You know, I don't have the money for it. I don't have the money set aside for it. I don't necessarily have the best credit. But you're hoping a guy, that salesman, can be like, what you would look really good in it though. You would look really good in a black BMW, right? Or you look good in a gray Mercedes Benz, right? You would look perfect in a ruby rose red fucking Tesla, right? Like, that's what it is. It's very much like motherfuckers want to. That's why I said window shopping is dangerous, because motherfuckers are just wanting to be convinced. They want you to trick them. People. That's why we always have these stories in anime and in movies and television of, would you rather live the lie without knowing it's a lie, or live the truth even though it's horrible? And a lot of people would say, I'd rather live the lie. They'd rather be tricked into a false sense of security, because at least they would feel good in the moment. That's why I said feeling is a dangerous thing, because reality is fucking different. Like, give an example. I went to Zaxby's, and this shit tastes great. So I feel good from eating this Zaxby's on a taste, like, just in terms of an enjoyment level. And then you turn around, and the reality is fried food isn't good for you. And you're like, damn. But it's one of those, like, you feel good in the moment, so you're not caring about the consequences later. And that even applies to things like drinks and shit. I used to window shop often when I had less money, but it was mostly an excuse to go out. Yeah, but like I said, when you're out with money you don't have, you're more likely to make a purchase you can't afford. I mean, fried food is good in moderation. Yeah, but the problem is moderation. How are you taught moderation? How are you taught that you can have it, you just can't have it all the time? Because remember, it feels good. So why can't I have it all the time if it feels good all the time? And the irony is because things you have all the time stop feeling good. You stop getting the same gratification from things that feel good all the time, right? I think someone has said before, and I probably would agree with them. Why is it that unhealthy food tastes better than healthy food? And I'm like, because you're trading health for feelings good, right? I'm trading the healthiness of a banana or an orange or an apple I'm trading the healthiness for how sweet a honey bun and a cinnamon roll fucking in a donut taste, right? What's up, Julian? I feel bad after eating too much fast food, to be honest. Yeah, of course, because that's what you're supposed to. But if you're raised on it, that's the other thing. We have an entire generation of people, myself probably included, that was raised on fast food. So you don't get the feeling you're supposed to get that's supposed to make you stop just becomes either A, non-existent, or B, becomes like that means it tastes good. Because the problem is you can't compare it to a feeling of being healthy, because if you're already overweight, you can't just everything sucks, right? If you're overweight and you're trying to lose weight, no one says that those beginning stages are ever enjoyable, right? It doesn't feel good to run because you're overweight and you're out of shape and everything hurts. Your joints hurt, your muscle hurts, everything, and you're winded easily, right? Because it doesn't feel good, and that feeling good is what makes you not want to do it, which is why a lot of people struggle losing weight. Obesity is a big issue in the U.S., on top of the way we make our food and everything else. And like I said, it's not just food. The anime and manga and gaming to me is one of my most dangerous vices, because I have to remind myself, I don't need this shit, but I want this shit and I can afford this shit. Therefore, I've spent money on this shit. Because when you objectively look at like any debt that you're in as an adult, you sit there and go, wait a minute, I owe X amount of dollars, but I've spent at least 10 grand on a variety of games and anime and movies and shit. All that money could have been used towards that. And the reality is, you're right, past me, that's exactly what it's for. That's why I say even a vice, but the reality is that there needs to be some sort of mental enjoyment. No, if you're someone who can't derive happiness from just the success of paying off a bill or making or paying off anything, right? Or just making payments that like secure your living situation or your standard of living. People need the external things. Like, I like gaming, so did I spend $50 on a controller and then another fucking $50 or $60 on a controller and then another $50-$60 on a controller, and then I spend another fucking, what is this, like $700 on a phone that I spent and when you start looking at it, you're like, man, that's a lot of money I would have had if I had just been more responsible with my finances. But people need those bits of happiness, right? I get Tyrone's point from earlier where he's like, I want to make it a job, because if I make streaming a job, then I feel more justified in the money I spend, right? Makes perfect sense, right? I spend, let's say, even though realistically, I don't think that would ever matter unless you were like doing really well with streaming. And I'm not saying that to get on Tyrone, I'm more just saying that as a point of reference. Like, new games cost about $60, right? $60 to $70, but I think Tyrone doesn't own the PlayStation 5, so we're gonna say $60 for him, right? $60, and we got 12 months. And obviously, you're not buying a new game every month, but you're probably buying somewhere between 3 and 5 games a month, which is anything from $180 to $300. So if you're not making at least $300 and you're streaming, it's not really worth the financial jump, okay? But it's always gonna be a struggle. Some of my favorite dishes are just potatoes, veggies, meat, and gravy. It's what I ate most as a kid in the Netherlands. I like anime, but not enough to get it on DVD. Something like Crunchyroll is fine, but I don't want too much stuff around. I feel like the same way about manga. I think spending money on yourself is fine if you have the money coming in and your purchases won't hurt you in the long run. Live your life. Of course, exactly. But like I said, I'm just talking about things. The problem is when people talk about vices, the first thing people always think to is like things that actively harm you, like drugs and alcohol, right? And those things are absolutely vices, but people need to be real with themselves. You probably already spend money on a vice of your own, probably through things like gaming, right? This can easily become a vice because it's so easy to spend $50 on a controller, $70 on a game, $100 on a collector's edition, $500 on a console, and all of a sudden you're looking around, you realize there's thousands of dollars just in this room, which is actually true for me. It very much is thousands of dollars on things that I may or may not really even need. Some of this shit I definitely probably don't need, but I liked it and I wanted it, so I bought it, and now I'm looking like, Do I regret it? Nah, not really. But at the same time, do I see the problem that comes from it? Yeah, I do. I do. I think the biggest thing that's important when dealing with your own vice is recognizing that you have a vice. I think the biggest problem with a lot of people is they don't recognize that they have a vice. And because they don't recognize it, it's way too easy to fall into it. Not saying recognize it stops you from falling into it, but it helps. If I'm aware that I have a problem, then I'm a lot more conscious of not getting caught in the traps, right? I'll use the anime and manga thing as an example for myself, right? So when I was younger, probably back around like 2007, 2008, 2009, around the time I graduated high school going into college, I was an anime fiend. I was buying every single anime and manga and DVD that I can get my hands on, which led to me owning shows and series that I financially didn't need to fucking own, right? Like I didn't need to. I'll give you an example. I think I bought like the first 12 volumes of My Hero, the first season of the anime, and I think I bought the first movie, right? I didn't even like My Hero enough to be spending that much. Like considering other people who fucking liked My Hero. There are people out here who love My Hero. People look at My Hero as like their One Piece for them, right? Which is perfectly fine. But I spent all that money on a series I kind of just thought was okay, right? And I realized I don't need to buy every single manga and anime that pops out that I'm kind of interested in, right? Because why in the fuck do I need to buy a series that I think generally is mid, which is kind of where I'm at with My Hero. So why did I fucking do that? So what I do, I got on Facebook Marketplace and I put up an order and said, hey, I'm selling the entire first season of the anime, these fucking volumes and all this to any My Hero person who wants this money. And I made that money back. Same thing came from when I was buying these fucking NIS collections, right? I kept Wagneria because I genuinely love Wagneria as a show, and I think it's great. I kept Kimi no Todoke because I like Kimi no Todoke. I like it a lot. So I enjoyed that, and I said, hey, I'm gonna keep that. But things like, what was it, Katana Naragiri, that one got the hell out of here. Toradora got the hell out of here. Because even though I may have even liked some of those shows, did I like them enough to keep them around and to justify spending? At that time, I think these boxes were like, what, $70, $80? No. You sold them bitches. That's how you keep your vice in check when you realize, okay, I like a lot of this shit. But do I like it enough to own it? Like, to me, owning something means I fuck with it a lot. And the question I had to ask myself is, do I fuck with Toradora enough to want to own it? Do I fuck with Anohano enough to want to own it? No, I don't. So I sold them. And there's still some manga and anime I need to sell. So, like, if people ask me, what manga are you collecting right now? I want to get the rest of Shaman King. Because I have a decent chunk of Shaman King, but I don't have all of Shaman King. I'm collecting Black Clover because Black Clover is almost over, and I've thoroughly enjoyed that manga, and I'm almost up to date with Black Clover anyway in terms of like collection. One Piece because One Piece is my favorite series. I fucking love One Piece. And at some point I do want to own all of Dura. I just don't think I'm going to because Dura is expensive and it makes me sad. Did you ever have my what games? Do you have your Gen 5 games? Yeah, I have, I don't have like both versions of Gen 5, but I have one for each part of Gen 5. I have Pokemon Black and then I have Pokemon White too. So I very much still paid into the fandom. I still paid into the enjoyment. And I don't want to turn this all into that, but like, yeah. And at the end of the day, I'm very proud of my collection. And in some ways, it kind of goes back to what Tyrone was saying. When you stream, just to use this as an example, when you stream, aesthetics do become a part of the appeal. And what do most streamers have? A gaming room or an office room, some sort of room that, like, who the hell messaged me? Or was that someone else going live? It might have been someone else going live. Hold on, what is it? Yeah, someone else must have went live. But the point I'm making is that because I had these things, that does help with the aesthetic. So even though that's not why I bought these games, wasn't for a fucking aesthetic, being able to show off the aesthetic is kind of a part of the deal, right? It does benefit you. That's why people try to make their hobbies their jobs, because then you can justify your job with your hobby. I still have this fucking thing. I don't even know how much this is worth anymore. But I still have the Wii version of Tokyo Mirage Sessions Special Edition. Yeah, it was Tyrone. I probably got notified because Tyrone was streaming. A lot of these things are dangerous because I didn't need to own all this shit. You see how big these fucking box sets are? We fucking collector's edition for Tokyo Mirage Sessions, collector's edition for Xenoblade Chronicles 3, collector's edition for fucking Fire Emblem Engage. It's just a bunch of shit. I have a goddamn Sakurai color book back here. I don't need that shit, but I love Sakurai a lot. Sakurai means a lot to me because it was probably one of the bigger harem anime I really got into. It's not the biggest. And I have a box of Mabarabo. I can't say it now. Maharabo. Where the hell is it? Is it even in here, or is it still in like a box or something? It's weird because that series really shouldn't be as high in my backstory as it is, but it is because it means a lot, and it was a connection for me. That's why I have the fucking OVA for Jungle Diaoku, which is like this 3-episode OVA for a show that was just a perverted OVA. But I kept it because it was like one of the first ecchis I ever watched. And I probably still enjoy it to some degree. But that's me rambling and getting nostalgic about things that aren't that deep. That's not my point. Hey, Tokyo Mirage Sessions is still fucking go. Absolutely. We stand Sakurai. Yes, we do. Also, if you have a job like YouTube and way more extra cash, you can buy whatever you want for full price. I do that. Some of these Switch games never go on sale and go out of print. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I said, there's nothing wrong with having these hobbies and addictions, right? There's nothing wrong with them if you keep it in check. It's the same thing kind of goes with drinking. Alcohol is inherently dangerous to me. Like, half the reason people don't know, I don't drink or smoke. And half the reason why I don't drink or smoke comes from a joke I make all the time. I don't know if I make it as openly here, but I make it relatively frequently when people ask me about it. I don't drink or smoke because I say I have enough problems as it is. Like, I'm already overweight. I already got bad eyesight. I already have enough issues as it is. And I already know I have an addictive personality due to my food consumption issue, right? I would rather not add on alcoholism to the list of issues I have, especially considering how damaging alcoholism can be. It's just not a good fucking idea, okay? It's not a good idea, but we do it because we like it. We don't love it, but we like it. We like it a lot. It's a whole thing. It really is. Let me turn the notifications off, because otherwise this thing is going to go off like 6 times. Hold on. But yeah, look on the bright side. You don't live in Florida. I like how that's my bright side. At least you don't live in Florida, bud. Oh my goodness. But yeah, these are just things. The struggle is that you have to acknowledge your obsession. Even when it comes to certain IP. For a while, I had to acknowledge. I think it wasn't until recently, when the game's quality started dropping, that I realized I had an addiction to Pokemon. Why? Because Pokemon was an important part of my childhood, right? Pokemon is a series that has been with me since like the late 90s. Why am I still getting... There's no way that's Tyrone again. No, someone's just fucking with me. Isn't that right, Satan? Isn't that right, Satan? Let me scroll this down because this is getting ridiculous. But yeah. I didn't think I was gonna get notifications like this today. And I even talk about one of the most dangerous vices. Like I've been talking about like gaming and anime for me. The more dangerous vice is fucking social media. Bro, social media is a motherfucking problem, bro. The people who are addicted to social media are probably even more dangerous in some ways than the people addicted to like smoking and drinking. Social media has corrupted us in so many ways. It's an easy way for us to disassociate and not view people as people anymore. We just don't people we don't fucking we just stop valuing humanity because we become so disconnected. And granted, part of that was the COVID stuff and being locked down and isolated from everyone else. But social media has disassociated us so bad, bro. We started equating people to likes and follower accounts. Like, oh, you don't have enough followers, so therefore I view you lesser as a human being. And you're just sitting in the corner like, because I have like what, 100 followers? Yeah, man. I don't know if I can fuck with you if you ain't got 1,000. What you be doing? What you be doing on Instagram? Nothing. Weirdo. What you be doing on YouTube? Nothing. Weirdo. What you be doing on TikTok? Nothing. Like, and it becomes this like weird thing where it's like, what do you mean you're not verified on Twitter or X? It's like, why are we? I was a crackhead for the Game Freak back in the day. Now I'm 4 generations sobers. I like that actually. Don't call me an addiction though. I'm not bad for your. Am I bad for your health? Am I bad for your health? I think it just depends on how you fucking feel. I think it's just how you. Thank you for the $5 though, Revolver. Seriously. I'm gonna wait because what's gonna happen is the notification is gonna kick in way later than it fucking needs to. So I'm waiting on it. It's gonna happen. Apparently YouTube, I guess super chats on YouTube just have a super delay between when the super chat is made and then when the shit wants to acknowledge it. So let's see. Hold on. It's already been too fucking long, by the way. Like this donation, I'm actually looking at the gauge for how long this donation has been here. How long is it gonna take YouTube to be like, no way? Is he gonna come? I think actually the suspense is killing me. Because the moment I ignore it, see, there it is. It's coming. I just saw the stuff on the cup. There it is. Look how fucking delayed that is. I almost want to time that. What is that like? 5 minutes? It's not. I think it's like a minute. I think it's like a minute or 2 minutes delay. That's ridiculous. But no, seriously, the social media part of addiction is scary. People disassociate so much that real life almost feels like a video game to them, right? When you spend your whole life financially worrying more so about like your relevance and followers and subscribers and likes and comments and shit, you then devalue the human element of any of this stuff. Game Freak, I still support you guys. Life's a game, play to win. Oh, wow. You guys are having a ball, aren't you? I also say it like that because I had the, ironically enough, my slogan is also like a disassociating humanity, realistically. I do that partially because sometimes it's harder to cope with shit. And that's kind of how I felt. If I looked at like, that's why when I get older, like every birthday I have, I always say level up. Like I'm saying I'm leveling up to level like 21 or level 25 or level 28 or level 30 or level 32. One of the worst aspects of social media is how men and women view each other. Well, absolutely. You got all these women. It unfortunately gives a microphone to anybody willing to listen, which means a woman can say something stupid, a man can say something stupid, and then completely trash the other gender, and people can then co-sign it because they're in a mood and a feeling, and then that all leads to this like feeling of being dejected. So now you got men out here feeling dejected because they saw women say a bunch of stupid shit, which is a little unfair because everybody says stupid shit, but because the thing that the woman said that was stupid got picked up and became a viral sensation and a bunch of women co-signed it, men think women ain't shit. Women, that could not even be true. Women probably could be shit. But because of that one thing they got picked up and ran with, it's like, no, nah, none of y'all can be trusted. You're all evil and stupid, da 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 da. And you're just like, no, it's not it, but it's too late. It's too fucking late. It's too late because now also gotta remember because half of it also comes into play when we're talking about like entertainment value. Half of the things that are done for entertainment, which by itself isn't a problem. But the problem is that some things will be portrayed as real for the sake of entertainment. It's kind of like wrestling, where everyone knows that wrestling is fake, but you never acknowledge that wrestling is fake because you ruin the appeal of wrestling if you acknowledge that it's fake. It's the same thing with like reality television. Reality television is fake, but you can't acknowledge that it's fake because the moment you acknowledge it's fake, you ruin the allure of reality television and you become addicted. I mean, honestly, that's a vice in itself, becoming addicted to other people's lives. And social media feeds that addiction like crazy. Does Drake give a fuck about what I'm talking about tonight? Does Pusha T give a fuck about what I'm talking about tonight? Does Vin Diesel give a fuck about what I'm talking about tonight? No, because they don't know who I am, nor do they care. But I can go look at their life. I can go look at their rise and downfall and who they talked to and who they didn't talk to. I can go see Kanye's new picture on whatever social media platform he's on. I can go pull up Jay-Z's album on a platform that I don't want to subscribe to because fuck Tidal. Sorry, that's a whole other issue. I apologize. That was a moment of mine. But the point I'm making is that like I can then become invested in things that I don't really need to give a shit about. But I give a shit about because I have the opportunity and I'm presented the ease of use. If anything, the internet made it so much easier to get into bad habits that you never needed. And this happens with famous. That's why a bunch of famous YouTubers shot themselves in the foot and never really became as successful as they could have been because they got caught in the same games and traps as any other human being. Because at the end of the day, we're all only human and we all got the same vices and problems, right? Just because I can make popular videos about gaming or some shit doesn't mean I'm not any less more human than anybody else. I can get caught in the same traps and make the same mistakes and be like, fuck. I shouldn't have done it, but I did it and now it's over. Bang. Life is fucking scary out here, bro. It's scary how easily you can trip and fall into death without realizing you've died. Hold on, sorry. Well, let me do something real quick. The one thing I did like, if you were light-skinned, Drake might care. If it's scary, I just change the genre of the game. Oh, wow, that's crazy. Well played, though. I don't know. Social media is also a beautiful thing because it allowed people to have voices and to become known in communities because they were actually good people. Like, there are plenty of people online who have inspired and helped and overall progress society as a whole. The problem is negativity will always outweigh positivity in terms of entertainment value, in terms of actual what's going on, and in terms of voice. The negative things I do will always outweigh the positive. I could donate $50,000 to charity and accidentally sleep with a girl who's 19 and that'll be the problem because, you know, you're in your 30s and she's 19. You obviously groomed her, da 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 da. Like, that's what happens. And that may not be the best example, I'll be real with you. It is an example, but I don't think it may be the best example. Phone addiction, social media, plus the obsessive habits go together. Absolutely. It compounds on itself. It's like a fucking Jenga tower. It stacks. It keeps on stacking. You keep stacking it. And it gets bigger and bigger. And eventually one or two things is going to happen. Either that bitch is going to fall on you because of its weight. I actually almost fell. The scare of falling scared me. is gonna collapse on you because because a little bit of wind blew it in your direction and it fell on you, or it's just gonna go because it's too heavy for itself. Man, if anything, it's I think human beings just have an obsessive nature, and that obsessive nature is fucking scary. Social media helped me find a girl I never would have found in real life, though. Well, see, like I said, there are positive things that can come from the internet. It's just that, man, a lot of negativity can come from there. I mean, granted, the internet has been used to stop murderers and to solve crimes quicker than it would have been without the internet, right? The internet does great things. I mean, the internet brings attention to things that people aren't aware of, and gives people the opportunity to donate and support stuff. But yeah, yo, took today off early due to crazy insomnia, so now I can catch a stream. Hey, what's up, Landrew? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying the job, because I believe you were the one I saw that had got the new job a while back. So congratulations once again. I think using a phone too much definitely can be a bad thing, but I think about boring social situations. I'd just be looking around if I didn't have my phone. What if you're bored in line? Yeah, but also having your phone in public also means that you don't want to associate with someone. You realize what kind of friendship or conversations you could have had with a person while waiting in line? Because I know you guys have had those moments where it could have been like that, right? Where you could have been sitting in a line and there's someone next to you. You could have struck up a friendship that may have changed your life, but you'll never know because you're on your phone looking at Twitter. You're looking at Twitter because of YouTube, ED4545, yeah. Exactly. There are plenty of pedophiles and evil motherfuckers who were caught because of the internet. So I don't want to act like the internet is 100% evil, but it's absolutely kind of a negativity will shine through more than positivity. Even and partially because positivity, he just wanted a cupcake. He just wanted a cupcake. You. I thought we were going to play patty cake. I thought she was going to bake me a baker's dozen of donuts. Some jelly-filled donuts. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm just trying to. I feel like the irony here. I think the irony here is me texting on the phone while talking about the dangers of the internet is actually probably a problem in its own right. But I'm trying to finish a conversation. That's why. Yeah, exactly. I knew Retro was gonna get me. I expected Orion Sort to get me too, but that's besides the point. But you guys see the point I'm making, right? I hope this is making sense, and obviously you guys can give your own opinions and critiques of the situation. But it's just this shit's dangerous, bro. I think, as I said, humans I think naturally have an addictive nature. Even the things that realistically we shouldn't have addictions to. Give an example: people who have failing YouTube channels, right? People who want YouTube to be a job so bad, but you can't get 1,000 views, right? I mean, I'm literally at my work on my phone watching you. See, that's the addiction to social media. I barely talk RL. Oh no. But see, you lose out on potential social situations. You'd be surprised at what kind of interactions you could have if you just didn't have the phone in your hand. The phone makes you unapproachable. Remember, guys, are you really gonna hit up a girl who's looking at her phone? How do you walk up on a girl and try not to be like weird and janky when all she's doing is looking at her phone? Because now you have to like pull her away from her phone to talk to her, right? The phone is a dangerous tool. It's very convenient. It's very helpful, and it made life easier for us. But man, did it dissociate us so much. I don't even know what a human being looks like anymore. If there's not a chat on the side of them, and some likes and some comments and some donate here buttons and shit. Like, I don't know what the human is. A human must be some sort of like figment of my imagination. It's probably the reason why I like games that delve into the psychology. I think Psychonauts is such an interesting game because of it. It deals with the psychosis and how we relate to things. Sorry, that was like a weird props to Psychonauts. I just think that's a cool game. And I really like Psychonauts too. Like a lot. How about that? How about Tate, right? Well, I mean, that goes into like a conversation I could have by itself, which is that there are people who are wrong can still say some good shit, right? I still say one of the best things that came out of the Red Pill movement is self-improvement. That was like one of the things they always pushed, right? They always pushed self-improvement. Guys, go in the gym, work on yourself, become better. Psychonauts is super good. Crazy how overlooked it is for its art style. Of course. Because we don't like shit that looks different. Even though we also like shit that's unique. Which is just another way of saying fucking different. I think that's a contradiction, isn't it? I don't know if it's actually a contradiction. But man, it feels like a contradiction. Oh, that was retro, not you? Oh, okay. Gotcha. But no, I mean, that's the point I was going to make, though. There are people who are wrong who can say right shit. Red pill shit is for the most part wrong, but the one thing I give them credit on, self-improvement is never a bad thing. I don't know anyone who was like, what do you mean you're working on yourself to be a better person? Fucking loser. Like, no one ever does that. And the people who do say shit like that are people who want you to wallow in like self-doubt and self-pity. It's a great opening into a woman on her phone. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's if they even know who Andrew Tate is. Not every woman knows who Andrew Tate is. Yeah, granted, I think that's the reason why people find women who don't have social media accounts more appealing. Because social media can get you fucked up. Social media can get you caught up. It is so easy to get caught in the wrong shit through social media. Because social media can be very evil. Self-improvement to an extent is good. Unfortunately, it's pushed into the more to please women than to actually get better for yourself. Exactly. You know why? Because you know one of the hardest things we suffer from as a society? Self-love. Self-love we struggle with a lot. And I think men suffer from it a lot more than women. Women love to do self-care and they can do self-love and they cultivate those interactions. Men don't really do that for themselves and it shows. It shows. Like, I think men are the type that will take any act of random kindness and probably get the most enjoyment out of it than a woman does because we're so not used to it, right? I think if a woman walked up to you and said you're loved and you're beautiful and you deserve happiness, you would be very thrown off and put off and almost like shook by the statement because men don't do that. Women do that to each other all the time. Social media raised the standards for men by 1,000%. Makes you feel like you're always behind and never enough. Of course. Men live off of crumbs. Absolutely. Even men who got girlfriends usually are like, man, she told me how much she loved me and it was so weird. Men will find any form of affection weird because we're not used to getting it. And then your girl will be like, you should be praised more for just being here and being yourself. And men will be like, that's not gonna fucking happen. And then that's why I say when a guy finds a girl who will do that for him, especially not being asked, because there's no way a guy's asking for that, right? That dude will probably be like, I love her. I love her immensely. Or if anything, you feel the world of her. I think there's a couple of love songs I've heard before of a guy being in love with a girl who had a boyfriend but not caring because at least that was the one girl who said something nice to him without being prompted. That's probably the reason why one of my favorite speeches in anime is the Hikigaya I hate nice girls speech. And probably the reason why I love that speech so much because it's a representation of the misunderstanding most men fall into. Most men are not used to women being nice to them, okay? So when a girl is just nice to them, the guy thinks the world of that girl or thinks that girl might be into him because there's no way she would just be nice to me for the sake of being nice, right? The cold reality is that's exactly what it is. But you can't think that because you're so out of what your norm is. If your norm is being ignored, if your norm is being forgotten, if your norm is being insulted or belittled, a woman being like, your hair looks nice today, and then just walking away throws them all the way off. But we'll fucking be smiling about that one comment for the rest of the day. If a girl walked up to you and said you are beautiful and then just walked away, you'd be so confused and thrown off, but you'd probably be smiling and thinking about it all day. And then motherfuckers call you weird and goofy because you over there smiling with this ridiculous look on your face. But you're just happy she thought you were nice. You're thankful for the comment because it never happens to you. If a lady said I was loved randomly, I would immediately assume I'm getting punked. Of course, you think a woman's lying to you. We immediately doubt any sort of positivity that comes our way because men don't expect positivity, which is probably a sad reality on our side, but it's not like it's not based in reason. Like the reason why we are like that makes perfect sense, but it's a sad reality. I think the issue stems from men being the ones being approached, so women get all the compliments. I think it should be more of a back and forth. Society needs to change. Yeah, that's not fucking happen. That's also why I think simps think they'll get laid. Yeah, because guys aren't used to being positivity in their direction. So when an e-girl's like, I love nerds, she doesn't love nerds. She loves the money that nerds give her for her OnlyFans. But guys are just like, someone likes nerds because they don't get that kind of positive reinforcement. The reason why those simple words and hustles work is because they're not used to those kind comments. Because guys aren't used to kind comments. And it's really fucking sad. But a lot of us won't change because why the fuck would we? We have no reason. And if anything, us trying to be expecting of more nice and kind things towards ourselves, although it's important for our self-love, it's going to hurt a lot because no one's going to oblige us. We're going to be the motherfucker standing in a mirror talking about, you're beautiful. You deserve to be loved. You are amazing. You deserve to be loved. And motherfuckers going to be like, bro, why are you doing that? I'm like, because no one else is going to say it to me. Another dark reality, but it is what it is. It's like the viral TikTok of the women calling men useless. There's a Drake and Josh compliment to tell a girl her shoes are cool and then walk away. Yeah, I've seen that too. Definitely holding on to a few compliments from years ago. Man, people do that shit. Guys, people don't realize a compliment from a girl can keep a guy going for like over a year. It'd be like 3 years ago, a girl said she liked my hairstyle, so I kept it short because she said it looked nice. There are guys who have broken down into tears because a girl said they look nice or said they look like they could use a hug today. And with no sexual thing behind it, they just could use a hug, and you get a hug from a random girl and you're just like, wow, someone noticed me. Man, the someone noticed me bar is something I think almost every guy has had in their mind at least once. And then most of us multiple times, right? You be sitting there chilling on the bench with the phone in your hand, just living, just checking your shit, and then the girl's like, excuse me, you look nice today. And you're just like, like that'll fuck me up. That's my whole day. My whole day is just improved like 1,000-fold. This girl just said you look nice today. Damn. And then you spend the rest of the day just smiling like, you be cheesing out there being like, yeah, you don't even care. Be looking dumb as fuck. Don't even care. Because somebody says I'm nice to you today. That's crazy to me. Sorry. Responding to another text message. Getting a compliment is like getting a fresh cut. Absolutely. Imagine like doing something to improve yourself and then people notice. It's kind of like when motherfuckers start losing weight and then someone brings it up to you. Dog, that's like the best feeling in the world. Lose like 20 pounds and have them bring it up. You'd be like, bruh. Yeah, Retro, that's another thing. You post a picture on Instagram and a girl likes your tweet and you're just like, fucking right. You start feeling yourself, you get confident and shit, you're just happy. I think the last time that's happened to me in a way that really fucked with me, ironically enough, that's probably the reason why donations and shit mean so much to like streamers. Not because of the obvious, it's money. It's also, I mean, that's part of it. But the other issue is because, like, imagine sitting here in your room talking to yourself for years, right? Just making a bunch of random, stupid fucking videos. Talking to yourself for years. And then all of a sudden in 2010, you just said, I'm gonna try this streaming thing out. And someone goes, here's $5. And all you feel in the back of your mind is like, yo, let's go. That's why I geek out when shit happens. I mean, unfortunately, I've gotten to the point where $5 is desensitized me to a degree. And that's just because once it becomes common, it no longer hits the same way, even though the importance is not diminished. It's just that your reaction is diminished. That's why, what was it, last year when I got that crazy donation from like everybody, I was freaking out and not knowing what to do. It was like someone kept giving me hugs and I didn't know how to respond. That's how I felt. I felt that way on Twitch. What was it? It wasn't not long ago. It was like, a few weeks ago on Twitch when I got all those gift subs and I didn't know how to respond. You start feeling bad. Ironically enough, that was like the biggest emotion I've gone through before when it comes to like donations. I just start feeling bad because I'm like, I'm just sitting here. I'm sitting here happy, but I'm like, you are pretty loved, pause. I'll always give you a Retro's the type of dude. Thank you for the $2, the Revolver. Seriously, I appreciate it. I'm serious. But like Retro, we can Retro. We can hug. Yeah. When I hit the gym and girls at the job started seeing the gains, I was pumped. Exactly, because it validated your experience. It validated your work. Man, I think if anything, I think that might be the core of the male's struggle. Is that people just saw that you were trying, bro. Some people just needed to see that you were trying. Okay, that one was quicker. Maybe it lags out on the first donation. I don't fucking know. I don't get enough donations through Super Chat to be looking out here looking at the specifics. But yeah, some people maybe it's just the for some people it's just the acknowledgement. It's kind of like that's probably the reason why people like social media so much. You go to Cancun, you just want the acknowledgement. You buy a new house, you want the acknowledgement, man. The acknowledgement is tough, bro. That's why Super Chat messages can get you fucked up. Even though they're saying things that maybe other people have said to you before, the fact that they put their own money behind it is what makes it feel a lot more real, bro. Like when I got those gift subs on Twitch not too long ago, I was cheesing and I was so excited. Especially when you look at other streamers who achieve those same things. Like people got hype trains going and you just be like, yo, let's go. And then you realize that someone liked you enough to put that same kind of money investment behind you. It makes you want to go hard. It makes you want to do better. Now, obviously, once again, the more money you receive, if you receive that kind of money constantly, it's like a dopamine hit that wears off, right? Like if this is your job, right? And you're used to making $400 or $500 a month from it. Unfortunately, those dopamine hits don't happen as frequently. It doesn't mean they don't matter. It's just that you've become used to that. Unfortunately, human beings are fickle. We don't, as much as we appreciate the kindness, when you get a certain level of kindness consistently, you don't, like, let's be real here. If men got compliments the same way women got compliments, we probably wouldn't trip on compliments. Half the reason why we trip on compliments the way we do is because of how little we don't get them. One of the balls bounced off the glass and fell next to it, and it bothers the shit out of me. Like you got robbed. I think that's the appeal of the tip jar. Honestly, I used to have this. I remember when I first started streaming, I used to try the little jar out, but now it's interesting. I thought what would happen is when the money when it does that, I thought it would come back up and fall into the cup. Like I thought that's what was supposed to happen. I'm not sure. When you catch her staring at your print, dog, that's a thing. That's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, bro. I think it means more to a guy when we don't see the shit coming. And since the guys never see shit coming, girls always get surprised at the reaction. That's why attractive men don't have that same problem. Because attractive men are men who are used to being complimented and pursued. Like that's the adjustment period. So it's always something. It's always something. I don't really know how else to say it. It's just I feel like I've gotten completely away from the topic. I think I tied to me from the topic. Now we're just talking about women saying nice things to me. That's all this has turned into now. Like, man, dog. I just want a girl to say I look nice today, dog. Man. Oh, Lord Almighty. Oh. I'm trying to think, is there anything else we need to add to that conversation? Now, speaking of women and nice things, the Stellar Blade be out. Yeah, I heard it's in there like an 80 something, like 83 or something. I think it's done pretty well. I mean, review wise. Let me see. Okay, sorry. I just need a girl. I just need an e-girl at the gym to look at my print so I can feel good for the next 2 years. It got censored. Censored how? Is it because that whole phrase that was on the wall, they changed it to something else? Is that what happened? I think that was the only thing I had heard of that was censored. Yeah, it has like 80s in the games. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So for the second half, since we're a little bit over an hour, we can talk. Anybody who has any other topics you want me to discuss, go for it. I'm gonna casually look at Gamatsu and see if there's any gaming news. I'll be real with you, the gaming news has been pretty slow. I mean, I know there's some new rumors about the Switch 2, but I don't really want to go into that because let's be real here. The Switch 2 rumors, rumor mill stuff will always be rumor mill stuff. And if there's anything with society you want to talk about, we can absolutely talk about that. And just know that if a girl gives us any praise, man, I'll be okay for the next 6 years, dog. I'll be okay. I'll be okay, bruh. I don't know if it's sad how okay I would be. I think that way. Oh yeah, I did see the Hunter x Hunter game. The problem with the Hunter x Hunter game is that I think visually it's not really up to par, but gameplay wise it looks great. I'm scrolling to see if there was any other news of things to bring up. Because we're about to hit the summer. That's the kicker. We're also about to hit the summer, which is around the time we would get like E3 light conferences. And I don't even know if we're getting that, honestly, at this point. Yeah, that's the Hunter x Hunter footage. They censored the hard R thinking it was racist, but it wasn't, and then censored some suits. They censored some suits? Was that because of Sony? Did Sony let that shit happen? Bit Trip Rerunner is coming to PlayStation 5. I thought Bit Trip was only on Switch. I guess maybe it's different now. Sorry, I'm looking at like new stuff. Hunting for your dream. Exactly. Imagine hunting for your dream, dog. You can smile again. All right, stop. Stop it. We can't keep doing this, bros. We can't let them keep getting away with it. Sorry. For those who know, you know. That means you're cultured. You're absolutely cultured. We fuck with you. I'm actually looking. Oh, that's right. Metaphor got a launch date for October. I forgot about that. But that's October. There's an Xbox showcase. April 29th at 10 a.m. So next, what is that? Wednesday? No, wait. Today's the 26th. 27th is Saturday. No, it's Monday. Next Monday at 10 o'clock, they're doing an Xbox showcase. Gaming has been dead all year. Playing retro games has been lovely. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. I don't think I've bought in a 2024 game yet. Have I? No, I don't think I've bought a 2024 game at all. Hey, look, it's because your gaming is dead this year, you can focus on your backlog. Don't listen, chill out, bro. Xbox should have a controller showcase. Dog, they have enough controllers, realistically. They have, the moment we got premium controllers is when I knew we definitely have too many controllers. I can take a premium controller for each company and that's it. Persona 3 Reload. Technically that's a remake game, but sure. If we want to count that, we can, but technically that's a remake game. Let's see. Yeah, there's nothing really newsworthy for gaming. It's kind of a shame, actually. Oh, that's right. We have Endless Ocean next month. I completely forgot about Endless Ocean. I've been playing Helldivers 2 because it was gifted, and the grinding Street Fighter 6 because I'm going to few fighting game. Oh yeah, fighting game conventions. FGC. The FGC. Sorry. The FGC. Sorry. Evo Japan is this week, if that counts as news. I mean, that's just it's like cool, but like, okay. God, that's way meaner than I was going for. But yeah, that's how I feel about, like, Evo will always be cool for those who care about fighting games, but if you don't care about fighting games, it's like, yeah. Motherfuckers keep texting me. They keep texting me and then I get distracted. Navy out here trying to get my money up. Been finding success in withholding from big purchases and saving part of my paycheck each time. Slow and sorry. Man, that financial grind is a motherfucker though, dog. Because the irony is that you probably already have the money. Saving is a bitch. It absolutely is. But we do it because we're trying to be financially responsible. It's just that people don't want to fucking be financially responsible. Except for my situation, for example, and a lot of you guys know it, I'm struggling with that PS5, dog. It bothers me that I don't want a PlayStation console. And not because the console isn't good. There's just nothing to play on it. Like, it bothers me. It bothers me that I have had the money for a PlayStation 5 for months. And, like, no engagement, dude. None. I've had no engagement to be like, you know what? I'm about to sit here and spend some money on a quality PlayStation console. It's like, yo. No, absolutely it's good, Ryan. It's absolutely good. Always save your money. But man, as a gamer, it's weird. As a PS5 owner, trust me, don't. That's crazy. That's crazy, Blandrew, to be like, I own the console, don't buy it. But I own don't buy it. And you're like, yo. I'm going to tell you one more again, focus on PC. You're going to spend that PS5 money for the Switch successor. Yeah, wow, that was terrible. Switch successor. I might be more tired than I think I am, honestly. You can't emulate PS5 games, Navy. That's a wild statement. You can emulate Switch games all day, but you can't emulate PlayStation 5 games. Unless that Cellblade comes out on PC, man, I don't know what I'm going to do, bro. But you are right. Investing into, like, PC would probably be the smarter idea here. That's not emulation. That's a port. Day and date PS5 games will come to PC. That'd be fucking cray cray. And then Persona 3 is already on fucking sale. I low-key wanted to get Baldur's Gate 3 and play that. That would have been a fun experience. Oh, Activision has stuff on sale, and the only game of it I care about is like fucking Crash. That's a sad reality. Well, that's not true. They also have Sekiro. Sekiro is also quality. But none of these Call of Duty's gonna eat a dick, man. So the ones I care about: Sekiro, Crash, and Spyro. Maybe Prototype. Everything else can go eat a dick. Teehee. Teehee, motherfucker. It's fucking terrible. Yeah, it's fucking terrible, bro. But man, unfortunately, the slow weeks means I have to more rely on like more interesting like stream ideas. I need to find time to play Baldur's Gate 3. Once I get a new desk PC, maybe I can even stream it. It's going weak on Steam, so a lot of Japanese games are on sale. No, not the Japanese sales, bro. I ain't got that kind of money though, bro, man. It goes back to the vices, dog. Are you a gamer? Sales are your vice. I like Prototype. People think I'm trolling when I say I like Proto 1 better than Infamous series. Well, isn't Infamous dead? Like are we still? Is Sony still gonna make games for Infamous? Because it's been a while since what? Second Son's DLC is the last time we got anything Infamous related. I'll be honest, as someone who's never owned a PlayStation system, I feel relieved I still have my money. Wait, Orion, you've never owned a PlayStation system? Like, ever? Like, you've never owned a PS system? That's a little surprising. I can see you not owning certain ones, but to say you've never owned a PlayStation system in general is a little surprising, at least in my opinion. Now, to be fair, like for me, I never owned an Xbox console until this one. The Series X is the first Xbox consoles I've owned. And I like Xbox Series X. I like the console. I just, I don't have any emotional attachment to the brand. Nope, never owned only Nintendo system in the first and only the first Xbox. So you were literally the definition of a Nintendo gamer except for that Xbox. That's kind of crazy. Invest in cat food and makeup, Terrell. We're going to be seeing more purchases in the near future in the consumer base. PS2 was and will always be peak Sony. I think most people would still agree with that. And I don't even think the PS3 or 4, I don't think the PS3 is that bad. I think the PS3 was bad in comparison to the PS2, but by itself, the PS3 still had a very strong library, especially in the latter half of it. The PS4, I think, is disappointing to a degree, and the PS5 is definitely disappointing in comparison to the PS4. And partially a Steam gamer. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Now, I think with Nintendo gamers, that's what it's become. You play Nintendo and PC. That's what you do. Which is probably why you bought that Xbox in the first place. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But yeah, the gaming addiction is real. I hated the PS3. That was the dark ages for me. Well, to be fair, the PS3 started off really bad. It was overpriced, had mediocre ports of the same games on the 360. They took out features to make it cheaper. It didn't really get its shit together until like 2010. 2009, 2010 is when the PlayStation 3 got its shit together. And it got its shit together in a big way. I mean, we give it Uncharted, right? We give it Last of Us, right? Like, we give them those hits were there, right? But man, early PS3 was a bitch. You were literally better off owning a 360. But your two options was a console that was overpriced and not optimized, so the games ran worse on it, or a console that literally shat itself. Like, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. The 360 to me is still like one of the worst consoles to ever exist. The fact that the 360 was broken for years. Mind you, they didn't fix the 360's design until like 4 or 5 years after the console came out. they kept doing all these little stop gaps, right? Oh, you know, you got warranties to cover da 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 da. Even though it was ruining games, the bitch was killing its games. The bitch was killing its system. Man. Oh no, I agree with that. The only contribution Microsoft has to gaming that I think was worthwhile was online gaming. Online gaming was its biggest accomplishment, and it somehow made that worse by making you pay for online. It was the first console to make you pay for online. Like, literally, Xbox doesn't have a lot of like additions to gaming that I think are inherently positive. I think online multiplayer is like it. Absolutely it. And it had a very robust like online. But it also charged me for online and I hated that shit. If I could redo that gen, I focus almost exclusively on the DS and PSP. So you wouldn't bother with the Wii either? I think the Wii has a bunch of quality titles on it. The problem with the Wii's market undershot the better games on the system. Because the Wii's whole appeal was towards the people who weren't gamers. So the games that were made for gamers were ignored because gamers thought that the Wii wasn't for them. Ironically enough, even though the Wii is like one of Nintendo's most successful consoles, it's the generation where I think Nintendo fans felt somewhat alienated. It felt like Nintendo was catering to a completely different market. And because of it, I think they lost a bit of the hardcore gamer. The one thing I give the Wii U credit on is the Wii U had its problems. The Wii U very much was trying to bring back the hardcore Nintendo gamer. And if you were looking at mainly their Nintendo releases on the Wii U, they got quality Nintendo games, right? For the most part. There's some exceptions, but like I think Ryan mentioned before, even the Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which I get is an Atlas partnership game, is a great RPG by itself. The worst thing about that game is the dungeon design. That's like the worst thing I hate about it. But the battle system is fucking amazing. I love Tokyo Mirage Sessions battle system. Xenoblade X is a great game, right? Pokken Tournament was a good game. Splatoon was a great game. Mario Maker was a great game. 3D World was a great game. Tropical Freeze was a great game. Star Fox Zero had the potential to be a great game if it was finished. Fucking Bayonetta 2, great game. Ryan, we're not gonna do this. Nintendo handles libraries more goated than the majority of console libraries between Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. Guess who was the proud owner of a physical copy of Sonic Rush? Arrived today, never played it. When I was younger, I missed out. Really? Sonic Rush? I have that over here, I think. I have both Sonic games. I also have a Sonic game that I fucking hate, but I have it. Let's see. Where is Sonic? Oh. I feel like I'm missing some games over here. It's like my 3DS collection, but I don't know where my DS collection is. My DS collection must be in another thing, because that is definitely not all my fucking DS games. Yeah, that is not all my DS games. I don't know where the rest of my DS games are. So, yeah, Sonic Rush will always be goated. Sonic Rush will always be goated. I actually prefer it over Adventure. Because I don't think Adventure was that good. Still even have the original fucking thing. Sonic Rush is goated as fuck. And then I also have this piece of shit. This dog shit ass game. I pre-ordered this game. I got that stupid, not keychain. What were they? They weren't keychains. They were styluses. You got like a Sonic and Knuckles, and that fucking character at the bottom. You got like a fucking I hate that game. I hate the game so much because it's not good. Yeah, this is not my entire DS collection. Which I'm a little confused about because I'm like, where the fuck are those games? Sonic was definitely a bad addiction for a while. My Wii U collection games are still pretty good though. Like I have a good amount of Wii U games that I'm proud that I own. What is this? Yo, yeah, actually, that's the game. Fun fact, I actually own Tokyo Mirage Sessions for Wii U twice. I own the collector's edition, which there is the copy of the game in that one. And then I bought the game again by itself. Once again, gaming is a vice, and a dangerous one at that. But the special edition for the Tokyo Mirage Sessions has it in there. And then I think I heard someone say Wonderful 101. I think that's what I heard, man. I think that's what I heard. You talking about greatness? You talking about greatness right here? You talking about this greatness right here, dog? This greatness? Yeah, and this is the version you should play. I love Wonderful 101, but this is the version you should play. Always motherfucking play the Wii U version if you can. I also made some more Sonic related mistakes on Wii U. But before that, we also got to show greatness. Now, this isn't even like my favorite Xenoblade game, but it's still here. We still fuck with it. I like this game more than people give it credit for. I think it's a better game than what people give it credit for. And then we don't talk about this game. I own this game, but we don't talk about this game. At all. But I own it. Because I'm a Sonic fan and I'm stupid. I'm so goddamn stupid. This is just to show you also one other thing with my my PS3. And that's how I knew I had a problem, bro. Look at this shit. This was my first time playing Bayonetta. And for those who know, this is like the worst version of the game. This version of the game is ass because it wasn't optimized for the PS3. And that was my introduction to Bayonetta. That's how I knew I was one of the real ones. People were talking about, oh man, you don't even like Bayonetta, Nintendo fans. No, bitch. That was my introduction to Bayonetta, is that version of the game. And I had that before Bayo 2. Now, a game I have that I realistically shouldn't have, but I do have it, is this fucking piece of shit. This piece of shit right here. Look, guys, it's fucking Rodea. Rodea the Sky Soldier. Where you should only play the fucking Wii version. Don't play the Wii U version because it's objectively worse. You only play the Wii version. It's kind of crazy that is the situation. But yeah, we don't play the original, okay? And then the only other stuff I have up here is Pokken and Splatoon. And I think for Wii U, that's it. That's not the only Wii U games in general. It's just the ones I think are worth talking about right now. Yeah, y'all don't understand. My Sonic obsession is pretty bad, actually. I didn't even realize it. Because I didn't even bring up all the Sonic Wii shit I own. And I promise you, I own an unnecessary amount of Sonic Wii shit. Some of you be like, well, how much of Sonic Wii shit could you possibly own? How much Sonic Wii shit could I possibly own? That Sonic Wii shit. I still think this is the best version of the game, by the way. A lot of people are going to argue that one with me. I think that's the best version of the game. Fucking Sonic and Secret Rings, because of course I do. And then, of course, Sonic and the Black Knight, because of course I do. Where the hell is Colors? Now I think about it, what the fuck? Where is Colors? Colors. Oh, there it is. I was about to say, like, what the fuck? I was like, wait a minute, I have Colors. Where the hell is Colors at? My Sonic Wii shit was a whole motherfucking move, bro. People don't even know. Fucking call. I am a Sonic fiend. I am about to hit you with some shit that might throw you off, though. Some of this might actually throw you off. But I'm going to hit it with you anyway. And you're going to be like, what the fuck? You ain't know you even had that. This is where my PS3 life was at. No, I don't own 06. I never played 06 directly. I don't know if anyone remembers this. This came with Sonic. I mean, not Sonic. This came with Rayman Origins when it first came out on the PS3. That was another game I was excited for. That was another game I was excited for on the Wii U, and then it got fucking delayed. Fucking crazy. We finally got Legends, and Legends objectively is not as good of a game, but it's still a good game. I always feel weird when I talk about that game. I'm be real with you. What the hell is this? What's that? Oh, it's Catherine. I was like, what? Which, by the way, if we're talking about story, play OG Catherine. Don't play fucking full body. The only thing I hated is that Rayman Legends never came. No, what was it? We got Rayman Origins on the Wii, but we never got Rayman Legends on the Wii. Is that what it was? I think that's what it was. But yeah, I have a strong variety of games. Although the Wii was around the era I got out of my fucking anime gaming phase, where all I was buying is anime games. And some of you would go, well, Terrell, how many anime games did you buy? Naruto was an addiction. Naruto was an addiction. And some of you be like, well, how big of an addiction was it? I'm going to show you how big of an addiction Naruto was, okay? These are just Naruto games I'm pulling out here. I'm not pulling out nothing else. Just Naruto. If I pull out Dragon Ball Z, it'd be a whole other problem. Where is it? That wasn't all my Naruto games. Hold on. Sorry, Batman. JoJo. I had more Naruto games than that. What the fuck? Where are they? Or are they over here? I like how I said I had a whole bunch of Naruto games and then proceeded not to be able to find Naruto games. Like a fucking idiot. Let's see. I feel like this is not all my Naruto games. I'm absolutely missing Naruto games. Oh wait, yeah, there's one. I know I was missing some of my Naruto games. And I don't think this is all it either. There's some PlayStation 2 Naruto games that I don't think are on my stack actually. That looks like Kingdom Hearts and I don't care. Yeah, that's all. I think that's all anime at the bottom. Yeah, that's anime at the bottom. What else? I don't think this is all my Naruto stuff. Sorry, I'm looking because it's driving me nuts. I'm like, I know I have more Naruto stuff than that. Yeah, not all my stuff is on here. But I still have a good amount of Naruto content in my hand, which is kind of crazy. If we're just talking about Class and Ninja, yeah, that's why I know I don't have all my Naruto stuff on me. Yeah, this is definitely not all my Naruto stuff. I have the Ultimate Ninja games because I'm fucking crazy. Oh yeah, anime games have gone downhill hard in modern era. I had the Ultimate Ninja games. I have the other ones too, but I think they're fucking buried somewhere. Ultimate Ninja was a problem for me. And then I went to Clash of Ninja like a crazy person. And I don't even think this is all of them. Because I also have that Dragon game that came out on the Wii. You have the Clash of Ninja games. And then, of course, you have the Storm games. Which I realistically think 2 and 3 were kind of where I was good at. I was fine at the 2 and 3. Because this shit became an obsession. Especially with fucking... They kept releasing them. And I just got burned out. I feel like I'm missing a Naruto game. Where is it? I thought it would have been up here. Because I thought I had it up here. There's my One Piece games. One Piece. Hold on. One Piece, Pokemon, Sonic Colors, Dragon Ball. I also have a good amount of Dragon Ball stuff. I honestly need to buy like a fucking what's the word I'm looking for? I need to buy a bigger gaming shelf. Or just a shelf in general, actually. Yeah, I'm missing some stuff. But yeah, my collection is strong in here, okay? We're absolutely like that. Let me see if I missed anything. Let me see. The Wii version was super cool. Never played the Wii U version. Colors look like super muted. Do you own on it? Sonic 06, Rayman Legends for the Wii U. Rayman Origins is goated. Yep. Nah, Catherine was peak. Shut up, Goki. I'm not even gonna argue that one with you. You mean full trans? Better than Marie and Persona 4 Golden. Legends was on Wii U. I didn't care for it like I did Origins, because Origins is a better platformer than Legends. Legends is a more chill game, but Origins is a better platformer. At the Storm 2, I was over Naruto games, AP Naruto games, that Clash of Ninja Revolution online though. Yeah, we don't talk about that. I felt like the anime games were more interesting. Yes, they were. I prefer Broken Bonds. I never got a chance to play Broken Bonds. I love Storm 1. Felt like they kept removing features as it went on. That's debatable, but I can see what you're saying. Oh yeah, NES Remix. Good God. NES Remix was it, bruh. That was a whole thing, bruh. Let me see. It became too much when they released Generations and other. Yeah, the in-between ones is what bothered me. I think I was fine with Naruto Storm games until they kept releasing in-between games. You can't keep releasing in-between games and think I'm about to just put up with that shit. Because I'm not going to do it. You can't make me, bitch. I am it. I am the king. Let me see. My PS3 library is actually pretty bad, though. I don't think I bought any first-party Sony titles on the PS3. Which is probably kind of wild to say. But it is true for me, at least. I didn't buy, I can't think of any first-party Sony stuff I bought. Because I have, Batman on here. I have all three of the Batmans. Origins, Asylum, and City. I think I have Bayonetta, Bioshock, JoJo, One Piece, Marvel vs. Capcom, Sengoku Basara. Yeah, I don't think I played any first-party Sony game on the PS3. Which, to be fair, is my fault. It's absolutely my fault. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, I think that's all the gaming stuff I have that's, worth the damn of bringing up. Fake Sony pony. Well, I never called myself a Sony pony. Bro, the only good thing about Ninja Storm 5 was the MILF attack. And one other. Ryan, that's ridiculous. Yoshi's Woolly World. No, I never had Yoshi. Naruto games are low-key better than anime and manga. Wow, that's crazy. Why is my work phone going off? What? Why is she texting me this late? It's like my media specialist. I think someone hacked her phone because that don't even seem like a legitimate text. Actually, I know it's not a legitimate text. I don't know why. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I need to cut my phone off. Yeah. I mean, the schools aren't open on the weekends anyway, but that was still weird. That was very weird. It threw me off. I'm sorry. I apologize. I just didn't expect it. They gave you an iPhone for work. Yep. It's the first Apple product I've had. I've never owned an Apple product. I've never bought an Apple product. I told myself I was going to try an Apple product just to have experience with it on an IT level. But then it requires me to spend money on an Apple product, and I don't want to fucking do that. The only thing I know, the best Apple product I know in terms of technology is probably the iPad series. But that costs money, and I currently use a Samsung Galaxy tablet. So it's kind of I don't even need the iPad. It would just really be for the fuck of me wanting to get good with Apple products. Although I will say the iPhone feels gimped compared to a Pixel, which is my main phone. My main phone is a Pixel 7. I'm trying to wait until the Pixel 10 before I upgrade again, but we'll see what happens. We'll see if greed and finances and my vices get a hold of me, man, being a tech head is a problem, dog. New technology makes me geek out so bad, and then I go like, I don't need this shit. And spoiler, I don't need this shit. But like, yeah. I bought an iPhone, but the Android's still better. Listen, Apple gets everybody with that hype. No one needs an iPhone, but iPhones are cool. iPhones are like socially acceptable. So that's why it comes up a lot. I prefer Apple. I think it looks better. Bitch, what do you mean look better? You mean the phone? Are you saying the phone looks better? Or are you saying the quality of the phone? Because if you tell me the quality of the phone, you're wrong. Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra is greatness. See, I have the 6. I didn't used to use my tablet at all, bro. I want to give context. It wasn't until I moved in this house when I started using my tablet more frequently because I didn't have a TV in my room. No, I knew this Apple versus Android nonsense was gonna happen, bro. I knew this was gonna happen, bro. You're not about to convince me. I'm just being real with you right now. This is not gonna end well for y'all. Don't even go down this route. I'm being real with you. Don't go down this route. It's not worth it. It is absolutely not worth it. Also, although Best Buy is having a sale right now. Not that I need any tablets, but you know. It doesn't hurt to look. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The issue with iPhones is the fact that iOS feels counterproductive. Oh no, it is. Like if we're gonna be 100% real about this, fucking iOS is actively a GIMP OS for the sake of convenience, for the sake of arguing that we're a lot more simple than these other companies. You're simple because you restricted your features. One of my biggest gripes with this fucking phone is that you can't fucking close all your apps at once on an iPhone. Makes no sense. You gotta fucking hold up all the little phones and do the swipe up for each of the apps. Close this one, close this one. Whereas Android just put at the end of it a fucking close all button. Like that shit was so fucking hard. It just says clear all. Why was that so hard of a concept? Spoiler, it wasn't. Motherfuckers are just difficult. Damn. I couldn't get a clear all option? What the fuck? I'm probably more mad about that than I should be, but it just pisses me off. I'm just be real about it. Because it doesn't make sense why you wouldn't just do that. I hate it. I hate it. I prefer how the OS looks. Really? You mean the thing you can customize on your fucking... You can customize the OS. Like, what's the... I don't understand. I feel like iOS users don't like options. And that's fine, but just say that shit. Don't sit here and act like it isn't. Should I get a Pixel or a Samsung for my next phone? What do you currently have, Goki? That's my question. Oh, fuck them gestures. I've been on for an hour and 43 minutes. So you are indeed late, Six Lenses, but I've only been on for an hour and 43 minutes. We're just chilling on a Friday night, vibing. I don't want to customize it. These motherfuckers are just doing too much. Android users always say that you can customize like everyone wants to do that. You spend hundreds, let alone thousands of dollars on these phones, and the one thing you can do, y'all don't want to do, like customize your fucking iPhone. What kind of logic is that? Makes no damn sense. I'm rocking that Motorola. Hello, Moto. Sorry. I'm on that Go iPhone. That's what this is actually. This is the phone I have. That's the work phone they gave me. This is an iPhone 11. That's what they gave me as a work phone. So that's kind of funny. I don't really care for that fucking phone. It's not bad. It's just not great either. Apple would, it would take a lot to get me to switch to an iPhone. I'm just be real with you. Customizing is just it's just tailoring the phone to suit you. Exactly. Who the fuck was like, man, I don't want options on my phone. I don't want to be able to make my phone the way I want to make it. Bitch, what do you mean? Just enjoy your phone. Motherfuckers spend almost $1,000, over $1,000 on these phones. You tell me you don't want to customize it? What are we talking about, bro? That's why I know people are doing too much. You tell me you don't want to make the phone work the way you want it to work? I don't even want to turn this into like an iPhone versus like Android thing, but bruh, people need to do better than this. Emulation started on Android, but Apple made it cool. That's the problem. That's my problem with Apple entirely. Apple don't do nothing first. It just popularizes it. Now, granted, is that a skill in itself? Sure. But is it something to rag home about? Fuck no. And that's true also. People be out here getting new iPhones like every year, like it's a fucking job or some shit. Like y'all need to, man, that's crazy, dude. I won't think I'll ever understand that conversation. And maybe I'm not meant to, but good God Almighty, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Most people don't emulate on their iPhones. I can see that too, actually. That doesn't even really surprise me as a statement. But see, that's another like struggle with vices. Like, do I need a fucking new phone? No. The phone I have is what? Going on 2 years old, I think? Because we're on what? The 8? Right? We're on the Pixel 8 right now, right? I didn't even look. Let me see. Google Store. And the 9 will probably be coming out this year. I don't even know. I'm just double checking. Let me see. Yeah, we're on the 8. So realistically, this year we should be getting the 9. I think. When did the 8 come out? I don't remember when this phone came out. That's kind of crazy to me. Why do I not remember when this phone came out? As I know. But I'll be trying not to look at these phones for too long because realistically, it will become an addiction. And that's another issue I don't need to deal with. Let me see something. Sorry, I've gotten slightly distracted at this point. I apologize. Where is the chat again? I upgrade after 3 years or so. I usually get the newer iPhone when it's available. For my plan, I could upgrade next year, but I want to try a different brand. I would say try, and that's the other issue I have with an iPhone. iPhone low-key traps you on their brand because an iPhone has options to this, that, and the third, and you can't, and none of them bitches are compatible with what you currently use. The irony is once you get off an iPhone, you have a bunch of different infrastructures you can use at any time, and people be like, this is too complicated. Just give me iCloud. That's all I need is fucking iCloud. And I'm just like, what? So the it's crazy to me that people's biggest complaint towards a fucking iPhone or Apple products are not even a complaint. The biggest pro they have for an iPhone is, man, there's just too many options. I hate that shit. You hate that you have options? Yeah, I hate it. Just give me a simple iOS. That's all I need. But that's the thing, dude. People want a phone that just works. So why would you buy an iPhone? You could just buy a cheap Android phone and spend less money. You ain't even got to buy like a high-end phone. We're over here rocking high-end phones. We ain't got to do that shit. Just buy a cheap phone. But you don't want to do that. Because if you bought a cheap phone, then you wouldn't have the notoriety of knowing it's Apple. Also, because Apple themselves don't make cheap phones. Apple users act like you have to build an iPhone. Motherfuckers just don't like the idea that you have options. Options scare the shit out of Apple users. Alright, enough. I don't even use the Apple stuff, so I'm basically just getting an iPhone just to be available, just because it's available, not because I like Apple exclusive stuff. So now I really don't understand why you have an iPhone then. That was like the one advantage Apple had was that they got like apps early and shit. So if you aren't even taking advantage of that kind of stuff, yeah, why you got an iPhone for, bro? I think people just get it because it's new. It's new and it's shiny. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone, bro. God, just new and shiny. Fuck you. I'm terrible, dog. I need to stop. I need to absolutely stop, bro. But fuck you. Sorry. Let me see. Let me see. Sorry, I'm like scrolling. Oh, that's right. We're on the iPhone 15, aren't we? I forgot we were on the iPhone 15. I thought we were still on the 14. Holy shit. When did the 15 come out? Man, I haven't been paying attention, dog. I have not been paying attention at all. But once again, I don't buy fucking phones. I don't buy those phones. So that makes perfect sense why I wouldn't be in that position. But Jesus Christ. The struggle is indeed real. Oh my goodness. I'm slightly distracted. Hold on. Talking about it. All right. Sorry. Let me get off of this. I become distracted with things that don't matter to me. I gotta stop that. I remember when Cosmic still had the iPhone 8. Yeah, that wasn't smart either. But that could have been that sounded like a more of a money issue than anything else. Money, having a certain phone for that long, that's the only time I'm allowing it. If you've had a phone for that long, considering we're on the 15 or 14 or even 13, she had that phone since the 8. When realistically, she could have switched around the 11. So the fact that she waited until she got like the 14, all right, you had that phone long enough to justify dealing with it. I tend to give people more props when they don't switch their phones as long. The problem is, I'm a tech head, so I want to switch my phone like all the fucking time. It's another vice of mine. New technology is fucking dangerous, dog. New technology is scary as shit. But I want it, and I need it. I actually don't need it, but I just want it. I'm still on my 11 after 3 years. What's your iPhone 11, Orion? It's like everybody still has this fucking phone. And now this phone is now, what, 4 generations behind? I thought it was 3 because of the 14. So actually, this would be around the time you should switch this out. But this is a work phone. So I don't care. I'm just waiting for them to give me a new phone. When they give me a new phone, that's when I worry about upgrading the iPhone, okay? At the end of the day, this is a work phone. I got to turn this back in anyway. So who gives a shit? All right, that's besides the point. The older you get, the more I realize phones are worthless, in my opinion. Damn, that's kind of crazy. Do you watch channels where they destroy phones? You talking about what is it? Jerry Riggs Everything? It's where he does like teardowns or like how resilient a phone is. I watch those. I don't get a new phone until something happens to it. I don't like to do that late. Usually my phone's getting old. I do like the idea of reselling phones. I just don't get a chance to do it every time. Like I fucked up. I'm trying to think. The order of the phones I got was an iPhone 3 XL, and then I didn't switch until a Pixel 3 XL, and then I didn't buy another one until the. Ooh, what did I get? A 5? Was it the Pixel 5 or was it the Pixel 7? I know I go from a 3 XL to a 7. Maybe I did. Maybe I went from a 3XL to a 7. I don't remember. I want to say I switched around to 5. I think that's what I really did, but I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, okay, yeah, Mel, that's something different then. Android games are free but have ads, so nah. Bro, that's not every Android game. What the fuck? What do you think this is? Like 2009 or some shit? The older I don't get a new phone. Android phones stopping people from putting apps on the SD card was crazy. Bitch, you don't even have an SD card slot on your phone. What? Wait a minute. Are you talking? Wait a minute. Oh, let me. I'm like 90% sure iPhones don't even have SD card slots. So the fact that you just made that statement is crazy to me. I'm trying to think. Yeah, you don't even have. Yeah, these phones don't even have SD card slots. Did you really just bring up the SD card slot argument to me? Well, yeah, but in realistically, you could probably still do it. But fine, but I'm just saying. Yeah, I did hear about that. To be fair, everyone's going to the eSIM route. So that one's not that crazy of a thing for me. But it is something to be note of. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's a difference in features, dog. Some features you have more access to than others. It's crazy. But it is what it is. It's a tote. It's a tote. Okay, okay. I need help. Yeah, I need help, bro. I need help. I need G-Bus. I need G-Bus so bad. So bad. Let's see. Oh, Lord. Okay, so we're about at 2 hours anyway. So I think I'm going to get off of here. For those who are curious what the weekend plans are, tomorrow we do more Persona 3 Reload. Are we streaming on OnlyFans tomorrow? Bitch, I don't have an OnlyFans account. Relax. What? Watch the iPhone 20 just be a chip implanted into your tip. Oh God, no. If the phone can read dojins when it's yeah, this man is wild. Y'all are wild, bro. All I was gonna say is, so tomorrow we're playing Persona 3 Reload. Sunday is just a chill day. Yeah, I think that's it. I need to record some traditional videos, but my boy Donnie is taking his sweet time with some work he's supposed to be getting done, so that's going on. But in terms of actual streams, there should only really be one tomorrow, and that's the one tomorrow night where I'll be playing Persona 3 Reload. So if you want to join in on that stream, remember to follow me at twitch.tv/theinsanegamefreak. So the same as this YouTube channel. I feel bad because the main topic of the video is pretty irrelevant for like at least half of this video is not about this topic, but it is what it is. Because Donnie be on Stellar Blade. Yeah, Stellar Blade's gonna be a whole thing. I wouldn't mind playing that, but I don't want to buy a console for that. Someone's got to buy it for me. Tell your girl to stop making you late. Nah, I gotta have a girl to make me late in the first place. The only girl I got that makes me late is my sleepiness, man. My narcolepsy is what keeps me away. Also, like I said, this week has just been a rough work week. I think I've yawned at least 3 or 4 times during this stream. Also, Donnie needs to write his review about localization. Man, I feel bad because Donnie's a localization master, and like half of the people we talk about it don't even give a shit. To be fair, I don't give a shit. I mean, I play Fire Emblem, and Fire Emblem is notoriously known for really shitty localization. So don't make her late either. Wow, that's crazy, Revolver. You talking mad reckless, sir. I need you to chill out with that one, buddy. Respectfully, chill the fuck out. Respectfully though. But yeah, thank you for the $7 donation in total, Revolver. I appreciate the support, bro. I absolutely do. Engage is a good game. I don't really like it as much as like some of the others, but still. Like Engage, I think is good. I don't know if I like it more or less than Three Houses. Where the fuck has Lightning been? Lightning showed up earlier. I think he asked how I was and how my nephew was and da da da. So he was here earlier. With that being said, though, we're gonna get out of here though. I think Tyrone and TSS are both streaming right now. I don't know who's still streaming. Actually, no. TSS, KG. No, my bad. KG and Tyrone are streaming. I thought I thought TSS was streaming. Thoughts on OJ? Don't give a fuck. Yes, Orson, you missed the stream, man. I'm sorry, bro. You gotta be a little bit. You gotta be quicker than that. Oh no, I'm not being rude though. But yeah, Tyrone and KG are both streaming, so check out either one of them. Doesn't matter which one. Just check one of them out. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, watch that playback. Yeah, he's streaming the cheeks. So for those who are curious, this has been your boy, the insane freak. Indeed, life's a game. Play to win. And I will catch you guys tomorrow on Twitch. On Twitch, I'll be on Twitch. So because Twitch, I'll be on tomorrow. Watch me on Twitch. I'm done. I'm tripping balls tonight, man. But the game freak life never ends.